Well, Washington has proven again that they are more afraid of change and pain than they are the continued rising in the American debt load. $18 trillion and counting. And pretty much both parties have decided to do the ostrich thing. We're going to stick our head in the sand and pass the bill because we're more afraid. This is what they're basically saying. They're more afraid of a government shutdown, and they're more afraid of actually doing substantive cuts in spending. And your reaction to those substantive cuts or your reaction to a government shutdown is a political nightmare for the political animal. And they're more afraid of you being mad about those things than they are the $18 trillion in debt and the continued ridiculous, obscene, out of control spending. They do nothing about it continually. And so they adopt they adopt the posture of the ostrich to stick their head in the sand. You should always remember a picture of an ostrich with its head in the sand when they continue to pass huge deficits, which add to the already huge debt and absolutely will not address the fundamental issues of overspending. Now, what is the posture of an ostrich? I don't know why I can't say that. The posture of an ostrich with its head in the sand? Well, we know it is its head stuck in the sand, but we also know that means it stuck its butt up in the air. And that's what you people in Washington are doing. You're showing your butt. And I got to tell you, we the people who have to balance our checkbooks are sick of you. Both of you. You're disgusting. Your lack of maturity, your lack of vision to look into the front. Instead, you're just worried about worried about a government shutdown. You're more worried about that than anything. You don't want your party to be blamed for pain that is coming. Because there's only one way to cut a budget. Somebody's pissed. It's only one way. And some of you are going to be pissed, by the way. It's your grandmother's little program. It's a street that's being run through your backyard. It's something about you hunting ducks. It's something about your little tree-hugging agenda. It's something about something that you think the government's supposed to be doing that it's not going to be able to do. Probably something that I wanted to do that it's not going to be able to do. There are no budget cuts without pain. And these people are such freaking children that they refuse to face pain. It just continues and continues. When are you folks going to vote them out of office? When are you going to get enough and send them home? Is there not enough of us left to actually do critical thinking to where we actually understand that kicking the can down the road, $18 trillion worth, is eventually going to result in economic suicide? I mean, when the debt load, think about this, it's just like your personal budget. When your payments are more than your income, the chances of reversing a debt repayment or reversing your process and increasing your debt repayment have just about gone away at that point. You know, you and me have to collectively, left and right, old and young, black and white, embrace pain associated with the federal government not giving us everything we want. We're going to have to embrace that pain because you're going to have another kind of pain eventually if you don't. And it's going to be a pain that you can't fix. It's going to get out of control. I'm not predicting the end of the world. I'm not an end of the world guy. But you just have a math problem. When your payments are bigger than your income, you're bankrupt. It's a math problem. And when you have $18 trillion, and what do? They pass another $1.1 trillion with 3 hours left to go. Oh, God, before the government shuts down. To which a whole lot of us would say, good. Well, I know you work for the government and you don't like it when I say that, and I'm not trying to mess up your life personally, and I understand that there's actually reality to that, and I'm not, but I mean, you know, from a snarky standpoint, truthfully, at the end of the day, there's a whole lot of the government that's going to have to be shut down. And someday, someone's going to have the vision and the backbone to say that and do it. And I just don't know if they're electable anymore. I don't know if there's enough people that are mature enough in our culture anymore. So many people want what they want their government to do. It's all about what government can give me. And they, for some reason, forget that has to be paid for by someone somehow. And it's paid for with extra taxes coming out of those of us that pay taxes pocket, which now is less than 50% of Americans actually pay federal income tax. That's scary. Or it has to come out of borrowed money. And we continue to borrow the money and raise the taxes. But at some point, your soak the rich plan doesn't work because there's not enough money. If you took all of the money, not just if you had 110% taxation rate of the top 5% of Americans in wealth, you took all the rich people, uber rich people's money completely away from them, you could run the government for 14 days. So you idiots that think soak the rich mathematically is going to fix this, you're mathematical morons. So that one doesn't work. So increasing the income is not going to work, right? Because, Dave, you always talk about getting an extra job. Why shouldn't we raise taxes? And we raised them about as far as we can. We've already crippled the economy because we're taking so much out of the producers' pockets and sending it to the government, which is not a producer. It's a parasite. I mean, have you not realized the federal government is a tick on the butt of the American public? It's a parasite. And guys, let me just tell you, if you're a Democrat, you don't get a pass on math. If you're a Republican, you don't get a pass on math. Math does not respect your political ideology. Mathematics does not give a rip about what you think. Mathematics just works every time. Oh, man. I think we've got a bunch of adolescents running this country. It's really disgusting. It's really depressing when you think about it. What scares me the most is I don't know if you folk out there have the backbone to vote them all out of office. Every time everybody says send them all home, nobody does. You just keep sending the same morons up there and you expect a different result. I guess we're the ones that are insane out here, aren't we? Jeez. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.